Good afternoon, dear students. Today we have discussed about the elements of yoga. As I have already give you some brief introduction of elements of yoga, that is, there are 8 elements of yoga. Before proceeding to the elements of yoga, we will recite one shloka. यम नियमासन प्राणायाम प्रत्याहार धारणा ध्यान समाध्योष्टगानी शतम. That means this shloka contains all 8 limbs, or you can say elements of yoga. So there are 8 elements of yoga that I have already explained you about 8 elements of yoga, but again I will give you yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. These are the 8 elements of yoga. So the whole yoga is a combination of this elements of yoga. Yoga is a very important for every person, and yoga is ideally suited to prevent physical and mental illness and to protect the body, generally developing and inevitable sense of self-realize and assurance. By its very nature, it is exhibitively associated with universal laws of respect for life, truth and patience are all indiscernible factors in the drawing of a quiet breath. In calmness of mind and firmness of will is an article discuss about the elements of yoga. Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali, they have divided the 8 elements of yoga path. The elements of yoga are as follows. The Yoga Sutra of Patanjali is considered an equivalent of a yoga Bible, and for a good reason. In this relatively short text written about 2000 years ago, Patanjali reveals the essence of yoga. Yoga is spiritual and defines what yoga is. Describe the yoga path and even warns about the possible dangers on this path. Without getting into the detail, it suffices to say that according to Patanjali Yoga helps us to control our mind in body, to teach a state of freedom for these ceaseless activities and assumptions, ultimately helping us to see the reality for what is and not what our mind makes it. out to be. In the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, there are 8 elements of yoga path. Patanjali is a pure science of collection. Note that the physical yoga practice, the asana elements, is only one of the 8 elements of the yoga path. The 8 elements are yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. And it is in a sequence. You cannot change the position of these elements because these are interrelated and these are in a sequence. And on these 8 limbs, the whole life of a person who dedicated in yoga or who wants to be yoga as a life, so it will go step by step. First yam, then they have to follow niyam, then asan, then pranayam, then pratyahar, then dharana, and then dhyan, and at the last samadhi. So first of all, we will discuss about yam. In English it is yama, but we can pronounce it yam. Y-A-M-A, yam. Yam is the first element of yoga, and yam is a type of attitude that a yogi should take towards the world. Yam are really yogic ethical principle, a set of behaviors with a purpose to help a yogi to be a moral being. A person with consciousness and strong value of life by yam consists of 5 types such as non-violence, truthfulness, non-theft, sexual moderation, and detachments. So yam is consist of 5 types of values. These are non-violence, truthfulness, non-theft, sexual moderation, and detachment. Yam is the first of the 8 limbs of yoga outlined in the Yoga Sutra. It is also sometimes called the 5 restraints because it describes what one should avoid rising on the spiritual path. Yam are ethical and moral rules, and the 5 yam are ahimsa, satya, asatya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. Ahimsa means non-violence or not harming other beings. Satya means truthfulness. Asatya means non-stealing, no theft. Brahmacharya means moving into bigness or chastity. And the last one is aparigraha, that non-accumulation, non-progressiveness. So these are the description of yama, and which I have already explained you. Non-violence, that is ahimsa. Truthfulness, that is satya. Non-theft, asatya. Sexual moderation means brahmacharya, and last one is detachment, means aparigraha, means non-accumulation, non-progressiveness. So this is yam, This is the first element of yoga, and in which there are 5 values, and the 5 values are satya, ahimsa, asatya, aparigraha, and non-violence. Brahmacharya, conversing one's. Now I will explain you ahimsa. Ahimsa means causing no harm to any living thing. Anxiety, jealousy, hate, anger are violent emotions. You should know about the violent emotions. So, a person's violent emotions are anxiety, jealousy, hate, anger. These are the individual's violent emotions. Next is satya. Satya means truthfulness. We must be truthful in our thoughts, speech, and deeds. We must not speak to others in deceitful manner. So this is satya. Then asatya means non-stealing, no theft. The inclination to use others' object, money, and thoughts for one's own benefit is stealing. Abstaining from it is asatya. So, if you are taking somebody's thoughts, somebody's money, or somebody's object is stealing. So, you should. Yam tells about asatya. Then brahmacharya, conserving one's energy, using your energy from the benefit of the individual and society, not for pleasure. That is brahmacharya. Non-sexualism, that you are saving your energy, you are using your energy for the benefit of the individual and society. You are using your energy for the benefit of the society or individual, not for your pleasure, is brahmacharya. And the last one is aparigraha. That means no progressiveness, non-grasping, or non-greediness. Aparigraha refers to keeping the desire for possessions to what are necessary or important depending on one's life stage and context. So this is aparigraha. Now next element is niyam. Niyam is a type of attitude that a yogi should take towards oneself. Niyam are yogic approaches to oneself that are used to build self-discipline, willpower, determination, and trust in oneself and one's path. Niyam consists of 5 types. First is purity, second is contentment, third is austerity, fourth is self-study, and the fifth is surrender. So these are the 5 types of niyam. First is purity, then contentment, austerity, self-study, and then surrender. I will give you some more explanation about niyam. Niyam is the second limb of spiritual path as outlined by the ancient sage Patanjali in his Yoga Sutra. It lists 5 things you should do to make spiritual progress, and they are Soch, Santosh, Tapa, Swadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranidhara. So, Soch means cleanliness or purity of the body, Santosh, happiness and contentment, Tapa, tapas, endurance and acceptance, Swadhyaya, self awareness or self study, and Ishvara Pranidhana, that is devotion to and love for the divine. Now we will discuss about 5 types of niyam. First is Soch. It is purification of internal organs, external body, and mental. Shatkarma are to be performed for purification of the internal organs of the body. Neti, dhoti, kapalbhati, noli, tratak, basti are the 6 types of kriyas which comes under Shatkarma. So, Soch is a purification of internal organs, external body, and our mentally. So, it is a purification of mental system, our internal organs, external body, and some kriyas we can do for cleaning our internal organs are neti, dhoti, kapalbhati, noli, tratak, basti, etc. And these all comes under Soch. I will give you one picture, and you must have seen in the picture there are some kriyas like Jalaneti, Sutraneti. There are 2 types of netis, Jalneti and Sutraneti. Then dhoti, then Agni Sara dhoti, or you can say noli, then basti, kapalbhati, and tratak. So these are the kriyas which you perform under Soch for cleaning our internal organs, purify our outer body and our mind. Next is Santosh. Feeling of satisfaction in life is Santosh. Next, Tapa. To endure the difficulties, obstacle and complex situation easily in achieving the goal. Swadhyaya, self-realization or self-study. It is considered as the study of teaching and scriptures. Self-study is preferred. It also means introspection and self-study by asking questions like who am I? What should I? What should I do? What is the aim of my life? So these are the Swadhyaya, self-study, self-realization. And the last one is Ishvara Pranidhana, the dedication of the deeds to God. One surrenders oneself to God, expelling pride, ego, and other impurities from mind. So these are the 5 types of niyam. Next element is asana. Asana is the physical posture in yoga. There are hundreds of asanas used today, many of which are variation on each other with little adjustments and add-ons. This is also physical posture, and asana can be of easier type, suitable for all levels, and they can get harder and harder as one progresses in his or her practice. However, all asanas have to be practiced with certain attitude. Asana is maintaining a posture is asana. Asana is the physical practice of yoga, which is also commonly known as the yoga posture. Yet, asana is not just a simple exercise, it is a physical medium through which we can keep the mind calm and balanced. There is very beautiful quote on asana by Patanjali, Sthira Sukham Asana, which means that which is steady and which is comfortable is asana. In a deeper scenario, asana extends our comfort level by shifting even our uncomfortable zone into pleasant one. Life is full of possibilities where anything can be happen, where smaller your comfort zone, there is more which you are comfortable with. Life being vast, yet one being comfortable only in a limited sphere, bring more misery. The university exists in duality due to which there are always ups and downs in life. Asana is that which enables us to maintain equality. Asana is a practice to find comfort and stability in any kind of posture. It is the medium to train the mind to be stable or balanced through body posture. So, this is asana, and now I will give you one brief description about the third element of yoga is asana. Asana means position or posture of body. It also means to sit in easy posture. These are slow stretching activities performed to keep a body flexible, agile, and young. Now, next is pranayam. It is the control of the process of the breathing. It means appropriate control over inhalation and exhalation. It helps in regulating the metabolic activity and enhance the function of heart and lungs. It also provides longevity in life. Pranayam means control over our breath. It is comprised of two words, pran and ayam. It means vital life force plus the control of regulation of prana. So it is all about control our breath. Controlling our breath is pranayama. Pranayam is a type of yogic breathing exercise used to prepare a yogi for meditation. There are so many benefits of pranayam and positive effect on one's body and one's mind. First of all, pranayam helps a yogi to improve his or her breathing pattern. Second, pranayam allows for more oxygen to feed the brain, improving its functions, especially its capacity to stay awake and concentrated. It helps a person become more conscious of the breath, of the body, and of the mind, bringing in more awareness of oneself. As a result, pranayam is very important element. Pranayam is the life force, the vital energy needed by our physical and subtle layer for us to survive. It is said that life force energy flows through thousands of subtle energy channels called the nadis. It is very important that a good quantity and quality of pran flows through the nadis and chakras as it determines one's state of mind. Similarly to a vehicle where having a good flow and quality of gas gives better performance. Having a continuous, smooth, steady flow and high level of pran keeps the mind calm, positive, and enthusiastic. However, just like how a vehicle performs time and other condition, so does our mind. Ensuring even our mind needs ensuring mind needs some sort of servicing just like a vehicle to keep it in a best form. So this is all about pranayam. Next is pratyahar. Pratyahar is a aware full interiorization of one's sense. The nature of our senses is to flow outwards. For instance, everything we see, hear, touch, taste, and smell is something happening outside of us. As a result, even our energy that goes into the sense goes outward. Thus, pratyahar is the conscious process of turning our attention and thoughts inwards by withdrawing our energy from the senses. And now, pratyahar is translated as the withdrawal of our senses. Pratyahar is also sense and then it is natural process that occurs when a person is extremely aware of one's in the present movement. Completely concentrated and absorbed is one's activity. So pratyahar means it is the activity of our senses which are also a important element. Control our senses is pratyahar. The sense no longer respond to external object that hinder mental concentration. Next is dharana. It is the concentration of mind at one focal point. It is a mental exercise which enable a yogi to head towards dhyan and samadhi. Dhyan is a practice of meditation which is the art of doing nothing. The state of meditation is beautiful and amazing, whereas we are both in deep rest and awareness at the same time. The rest in meditation is said to be deeper than the deepest sleep. A calm mind, good concentration, clarity of perception, improvement in communication, inner strength, and relaxation are natural results of meditation regularly. In today's world, where stress catches on faster than the eye can see or the mind can perceive, meditation is no more a luxury. It is necessity. Meditation is a gift of humankind which holds the power of condition. Next is, so this is all about dhyan, and next is samadhi, the last stage. Samadhi is blissful state of existence in that is even believed to be beyond mind. Dharana and meditation is the belief to be so beautiful that you slip into a transcendental state where the feeling of I is absent, our ego is gone. Samadhi is the main technique that the yogi learned to dive deeper into the self state of oneself, where there is no distinction between the actor of meditation. The union of individual soul with the supreme soul is called samadhi. It is checking or destruction of all the impulse of mind. During dhyan, when the disappearance of self awareness takes place, the yogi attains the stage of samadhi. Experience the divine pleasure is samadhi. So it is all about the elements of yoga, and I have explained it to you. You will make a notes of these 8 elements of yoga and prepare the notes and send it to me on my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you and have a nice day.